All right, Shalom, Akim. First and foremost, okay, never mind, I got it on already. First and foremost, before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Recha, Kodash. The honors go out to the Apostle Els Gray Millstone, who rule and teach well. Shalom wa barakim to you brothers and sisters out there. All right, this is Brother Malachi from the Great Millstone Nashville Camp. And Lord willing that this lesson is edifying to the hopeful elect. Okay, honestly, I don't have a specific precept that I really wanted to start with. But the topic that I have on my mind that I just pray to Yahweh Shemel Shai that it's edifying, I can go down the right path, with this lesson is just understand what you're fighting for, right? We're all seeking a reward, okay? We're all, and by we all, I mean us brothers and sisters out there that sincerely believe on the words of Yahweh Shemel Shai, all right? Starting with the brothers, that are out, not only the brothers, but the brothers that are out there on the front lines doing the work, doing the dirty work, the heavy work, right? But we all of us that believe, man, you're doing something, you're putting effort into this ministry, and that's what matters, man. Okay? Everybody has different levels of effort, well, not so much effort because everybody's really giving the best effort, their full-fledged effort, but everybody has a different lot, a different office, a different portion, okay? So always keep that in mind. Don't ever downplay yourself. Well, I didn't do as many videos as this brother. Why are you comparing yourself to him? That is a completely different man. He had a completely different life. He has a completely different life. He has a completely different future, a completely different walk, a different spirit. He's from a different tribe. Okay? The only thing that's the same between you and that man is, other than, of course, some carnal similarities that you may have, but ultimately what relates you and him is the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai. You're both brothers, you're both in the truth, you're both in the camp, you're both pushing the work, you're both from the nation of Israel. That's what connects you two, man. All right? And outside of that, bro, walk your walk. Okay? Don't try to compare yourself to another individual because it's not how the Lord set it up, bro. You're going to see things in that man, because a lot of times we see each other's strengths, weaknesses too, which that's another thing, a quick side note. Don't be quick to point out a brother's weaknesses and, well, here's where you're going to hit it. Rebuke in season and correct in season, but it's very easy for us to nitpick and pull each other's weaknesses, out our back pocket, man, because we see it all the time. Okay, but understand that we all have weaknesses and we all fall short. Romans 3:24. All right? You know what I'm saying? But don't look at a brother's talent, which the scriptures do say covet spiritual gifts. All right, but don't look at a brother's talent like, oh man, or his work ethic, his workload, and it's like, oh damn, he's doing that. He's going above me. Look at these videos, 30-minute videos. All right, 5 videos. In 3 days. It's like, oh shit. Use that as inspiration to push harder, but don't look at that like, damn, I need to do that. Bro, not everybody is built to do things like that. Okay? And that's especially when you look at the apostles and elders. Not everybody is meant to do that type of thing. As long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, as long as you are giving your best foot and you're doing everything according to your talent, you're flipping your talent, that's what matters. Okay? Now, definitely, like we learned from the beloved Bishop Itazwam from the ATL. All right? Give your brother a log, man. Keep feeding his fire. Definitely compliment each other, man. Hey, bro, you're doing a great job on this. Keep doing that, because that's another thing, man. Because Jake here, don't flatter. And then all of a sudden you're thinking that you can't say something nice about a brother, a compliment a brother. Like, come on, bro. Don't be OR with the shit. All right, you're not flattering a brother by saying great video. You're not flattering a brother by saying keep doing this, keep doing that. Yeah, you real good at this. Keep tapping in it. Bro, we got to help each other. This is a body, man. At the end of the day, this is a body. We are on the same team fighting for the same goals. It's the same battle. Okay? Yeah, we got different things we go through and all that, but what connects us at the end of the day is Yahweh Shemel Shai and the fact that we are all brought here for the mission. Okay? We are brought here to fulfill the will of Yahweh Shemel Shai, to serve him and to continue to push his ministry no matter what. Right? And you notice, you look around, in your day-to-day life, when you're at work, when you're at, out in public, at camp, anywhere. You look around you see, different. Well, I see different nations. I see Jake. I see that. Really, you're looking at a bunch of enemies, man. All surrounding around us is a whole bunch of enemies. Or as a lot of these YNs say, ops. The whole world hates us. All these people are against us, man. And it may not always seem like that, but give the time and the place, and especially in the time that's coming up, you're going to find out that a lot of these people fucking hate you, man. And they really want you dead or in prison. They want you away from them. They want you off the streets. They want you off the internet. But guess who doesn't? Your brother, man. So you got to show love and support to your brother. We got to love one another. That's what Yahweh Shai said. Did he not say that? He said, if you love me, keep my commandments. He also said, love one another as I have loved you. Okay? We need to love one another, bro. Okay? Look at the one of the best examples in the scriptures. First and foremost, Yahweh Shai. Duh. That goes without saying, but King David and Jonathan. All right? They loved each other so much to where nowadays bug outs say that they were Moes. No, they weren't fucking Moes. They were brothers, man. That's a perfect example of being a brother. All right? Conducting yourself in the spirit of an Israelite. All right? You know what I'm saying? Walking in the spirit of actually being an Israelite. All right? You understand? We need to love one another, support one another, bro. They said that my love for you surpassed the love of women. Because people have said that to us, personal testimony. Here in Great Millstone, Nashville. What are y'all, gay? No, we're not fucking gay. Nothing about it says gay. At all. Matter of fact, if it were up to us. Oh, man. Nah, bro. Ain't no gay shit going on. It's called brotherly love. Something that this world does not have. Which is one of the billion reasons why this place has to go, man. Because the vibration that Esau Edom has put out in the fucking earth. Alright, being a fucking demon and shit. Alright? It's just a wrap. It's over with. Esau, his crack ass is going down. And all you jakes and all you heathens that support him going down right there with him. Alright, though hand join the hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. All you going to be thrust through and chopped the fuck up, man. And we can't wait. We can't wait for that to happen. Alright, because we're tired of you people, bro. We're tired of wickedness. Alright, like it says in Sirach 10, and I'm noticing that I'm, quoting more scriptures than pulling them, but we're just going to go through the spirit. Okay? Sirach, 10, it talks about how the king is, so are the people. Basically you're going to follow in those footsteps. All right? And that's exactly what you people do. Because Esau rules society, rules the earth, rules America especially. All you people fall in that same vibration. One way or another. You might not so-called inherit, all his traits. But you inherit some of them. Or at least one. You might not be a murderer. Okay, but you're a fucking liar. You're a thief. You're a whore. You're impatient. You're carnal-minded. Okay? Whatever the hell it is. You're going the hell off. When you look at the scriptures and what Yahweh Shai told us to be like, what the law tells us to be like, the whole Bible, it basically says be the opposite of an Edomite because that's what you're supposed to be. The opposite of an Edomite because you are an Israelite. You came from the seed of Jacob, not the seed of Esau, so why are you acting like him? Okay? All right, now I have this picture up here. And what it shows is you need to have commitment. All right, you look at the top. That dude is determined, bro. He's going to hit them diamonds. Look at him. Now, the thing is that's scary about it is the dude on the bottom, he looked like that. Okay? He looked like the dude on the top, but he gave up, and he didn't realize how close he was. Like it says in Romans 13:1, or Salaki, Romans 13:11, our salvation is nearer than when we believed. That man didn't realize just how close he was, and he folded, man. And Yahushua said in the book of Luke, any man that takes his hands off the plow is not fit for the kingdom of heaven. All right? He's not fit, man. He ain't going to make it. Now, ultimately, we know Israel. And look, we know all Israel is going to be saved. All Israel is going to make it. But if you're riding on the coattails of, well, I'm an Israelite, so I'm going to make it, so fuck it. Well, you're a bitch, man. You really are. You know that? And just wait till you find out what the Lord got in store for you. Because all you that are in the mentality of, well, I know about the truth, and yeah, but I don't want to go do that. You know, I'm going to get the kingdom anyway, so fuck it. Bro, you probably going to have some of the worst deaths in Israel, man. You want to fuck around and find out? Jake loves saying that, but don't ever want to be a part of that. Well, you're a part of it now. Wait until Revelations 12:12 when the devil comes down with great damn. My accent really randomly be switching up, bro. Wait till the devil comes down with great wrath. And you're going to see just how bad it's about to be for you, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Okay? Once Esau gets his red hands on you and the Lord ain't there in the room, the Lord's like, you got it. Do whatever you want with him. You're going to see that this man is wild, bro. You're going to see that he is really devious. All right? And he has been perfecting torture for the longest period of time. Okay? That's what you don't understand. And truth be told, you know, we don't want to find out. Okay? And we believe we won't find out because we understand Hebrews 10:31. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. It's scary to fall into the hands of the living God. It is. It absolutely is terrifying, which is why we don't want to do it. Which is why we are going to serve Yahweh B'Shem B'Shai, do what we need to do, and Lord willing, get the fuck out of here and get beamed up, man. Even if we have to die, we're going to die from the guillotine. We're going to be martyrs. We're not going to be subject to this man's diabolical torture methods. All right, that's already happened to the prophets and the men of the Lord in the past. It's not going to be like that no more, man. All right, we're not going for that shit no more. And Tawadi Yahweh Shemel Shai for that. All right, because the scripture say in Isaiah, he will lift up a standard. We're going to be protected. Psalms 91, you're going to see a lot of death. It's going to be a lot of famine and all that. You know, I think there's even a scripture in Job that says that you see famine and you're going to laugh. We're not worried about all this shit, man. All right? Yeah, the flesh creep in, demons creep in. Yeah, of course. But ultimately, we're not worried about this. Because Hebrews 11:6, you have to believe that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. You have to believe, man. You have to be here because you actually believe you want to do this. Nobody's forcing you to do this. Okay? And matter of fact, if you don't actually want to be here, then why are you here? Because you're making your situation worse. By you putting your hands on the plow and not actually wanting to push it. Oh, I'm just going with the motions. Why are you here, bro? All right? Now, is there going to be days where you don't have the motivation? Yeah, most days, bro. Speaking personally, most days I don't want to do shit. I want to lay in the bed and rot. Jake don't want to wake up, after a good night's sleep. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, even though that motivation ain't there, that discipline is there, that fear is there. Because I always remind myself, look, bro, it gets hard. It's rough. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do that. But at the same time, it's like, I do. Because I want to please Yahweh B'Shem Shai. Ecclesiastes 12:13. I want to do the work because I want to receive the kingdom. That's why I'm here. So that's what I'm going to do. All right? At the end of the day, these spiritual shekels need to be made. All right? It's not about, and it's not just even for us. For, first and foremost for us personally, because we want to get saved as individuals, but we also want our household to get saved, man. I'm doing it for my household, bro. I don't want my lady to perish. If there happens to be a child in her belly or a child that comes out, Yahweh forbid we're here that long, but if that happens to happen, then, I want them to be saved too. Duh, right? And then, shit, well, ultimately we know, what is it, Romans 11, I believe. The Lord will have mercy on whom he wants to have mercy. I got family members that I want to get delivered, man. You know, and my grandpa. I want my grandpa to get delivered. You know, I want him to get saved. That's another thing, you know. And then, you know, speaking personally, you know, my father and my mother, I want them to be pleased with me, you know, because I didn't treat them as well as I could, and I didn't do as well as I could have while they were here. So now that they're gone and I know they're looking, it's like, no, I need to do this, bro, not just for me, for my lineage, for my family, all right, for my grandpa, for my lady, for my potential child that you never know, okay? But we got to do this, man. This is bigger than, and even outside of that, we could all fucking perish. I'm doing this for Yahweh Shemel Shai because he created me to do this, man. This is why I'm here. All these motherfuckers out here, man, they're walking around doing, oh yeah, this is life, bro. Yeah. Eating pork, committing adultery, eating shrimp, murdering, doing drugs, doing all this bugged out shit, worshiping idols. Yeah, this is life. This is how it's supposed to be. No, bro. I'm trying to fulfill the purpose on why the Lord created my soul. And honestly, and I'm going to say it just like how it is. That's too deep for a lot of you fucking niggas, man. We're trying to do, you know, Lord willing, we're of the elect. We're of the hopefully elect. We're trying to do what our soul was created for, man. Okay? We were created to serve Yahweh Shemel Shai to the utmost of our ability. That's what we were created to do. That's why we were placed on the earth. So that's what the hell I'm going to do, man. Because doing anything else don't feel right. All right? Fulfilling the flesh, yeah, that shit's cool in a moment. And then it's like, bro, what the fuck? You know? We're here for a bigger reason. All right? We're here to serve the Lord. We're here to, you know, pray, we're in captivity too. Don't forget that. That's why we're here. And matter of fact, let me grab this. Well, for reference, you know, go to Micah 7 and 9. It's not where I'm going right now, but go and read that for yourself. That's why you're in the situation that you're in. Amos 3 also, because they even mentioned that in the Kendrick Lamar song. I believe, what is it, God? Was it God? Or it might have been something else. But let me get this. 2nd Ezra chapter 9. Let's see, man. I don't want to start here. I'm going to just get the point. I don't want to take too much of your time. And also, I'm pretty sure I've been talking for a fucking hot-ass minute. But Lord willing, it's all in the spirit, you know. 2nd Ezra chapter 9, I'm going to start at verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved. So that right there raises a question. What am I wanting to be saved from? Am I wanting to be saved from my job? I mean, realistically, do you want to stop working? Yes, but do you need to be saved from your job? Come on, bro. It's not that deep. They don't got you in the coal mines working 18 hours a day, getting $3 an hour. Okay. You ultimately, you don't want to work. You don't want to pay bills no more. But the situation that we're in right now, it's like, bro, we can definitely endure this for however long we have to endure this. We're not even at the hard part. So what exactly is it saying that you need to be saved from? It's talking about Jacob's trouble. All right, when it's really going to get bad, when it's really going to get rough, when Jake don't have no job, Jake don't have no checks, Jake don't have none of that, you know? Which, like I said, now, you know, well, not like I said, really the opposite of what I said, but Lord willing, you understand what I'm saying. Like right now, we don't want to, like I said, we don't want to work. We don't want to pay bills. We don't want to, you know, go to Esau for the one of all things. We want to get delivered. But what I'm saying is, it's easy to deal with this as compared to hardcore slavery back in the day. It's easier to deal with this as compared to Jacob's trouble when you're not going to have food, when you're not going to have a job, when you're not going to have a crib, a car, and all of that, you know? So what it's saying, everyone that shall be saved, is talking about being saved from Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 30 and 7. Because it talks about, it's a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. It's talking about the elect. Okay, starting with the men, and then the women, of course, are joined onto them along with the children. Okay? So that's what we're trying to really be saved from. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get saved from that. It says, and shall be able to, because it's going to be rough, bro. All these movies you see and all that, it's going to surpass the movies. It's going to be terrible. All right, but we're going to be good, man. We're going to be all right. You know, because Yahweh Ratazah, we're doing the work now. We're doing what we need to do now. So in that time, we can be ducked off and hidden. You know what I'm saying? It says, and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, and shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. And that's talking about, of course, the elect. All right, which shows us all about predestination too, which is a beautiful and a scary thing. It's beautiful because if you're part of the elect, you're not going to fall out. Okay? But if you're not part of the elect, that means you're going to fall out and you're going to be destroyed. And there's nothing you can do to change either one of those things. Which is why it's important, back to what I mentioned before, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, Hebrews 11:6, without faith, it's impossible to please him. Okay? It says, I'll read down to 12, and then I'm going to close out. Then shall they be, and so who is the they at this point? It would be the 2/3, the heathens. Yeah, the heathens are always in pitiful case. Fuck them, right? But the 2/3, the rebels, not because the 2/3 just deals with America. The 1/3 and the 2/3 is just in America, the United States. Then you have the rebels across the globe, and you got the remnant across the globe. Okay? So the ones that are going to be in pitiful case is talking about the 2/3 here in America, the United States, and the rebels across the globe. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have loathed